She's known as La Reina, the Queen.
Aquí enfrente a la reina de las abejas.
Mexican-born actress Kate del Castillo rose to superstardom with a telenovela hit La Reina del Sur, the Queen of the South, outrating English language shows in that same time slot. How do you feel about being the #1 star in the United States, regardless of language, and yet some people may not know you?
No, they don't. Well, you know, that happens.
We met Del Castillo near the theater of her new off-Broadway play, a defiant comeback after the most difficult years in her life. You had that couple of year period there where really, literally, you were fearing for your life.
Yes, I was.
Many remember her as the actress who helped connect Sean Penn to the drug cartel leader Joaquin El Chapo Guzman. When El Chapo was ultimately caught, the Mexican government said she was the one who led them to her.
Can you imagine how much danger they put me in?
I can't.
Me and my family? It was horrible. I don't even want to remember the feeling because it's not comparable to anything else I've lived.
Why were you singled out?
Because I'm a woman. The Hollywood actor, the actress, the cartel, you know, it was so juicy.
For 3 years, she didn't go back to Mexico, fearing a government that had wrongly singled her out and reprisals from El Chapo's cartel because of it. Finally, after El Chapo's trial concluded this past February, his lawyers contacted Del Castillo and told her that the drug kingpin did not blame her.
I called my parents. It's like everything is fine, and it was pretty emotional.
Del Castillo is now suing the Mexican government for $60 million in moral and material damages because of what she calls political persecution against her.
I want them to at least to say, I'm sorry publicly after all the damage that they did.
It was her ordeal that partly inspired her to take on her latest challenge, the one-woman off-Broadway show called The Way She Spoke, shedding light on the violence against women in Juarez, Mexico. You talk about a subject which in Mexico people don't like to talk about many times, and most people don't understand, which is the level of violence against women. And you touch on it very directly and with a lot of emotion.
I am passionate about it, not only because I'm an actor, but this subject, you know, it's so hurtful for every single Mexican, for women. They're still missing these women, and for Americans to know what's going on.
Giving women a voice after years of fighting to reclaim her own.
Hey, NBC News fans, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down here, and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives. Thanks for watching.